The Centauri custom scanner hummed with electronic precision as Lily stepped into the quantum field. Jackson watched from behind the reinforced barrier, his jaw clenched as the alien device began its invasive probe of her mind. The creature operating it, a being resembling a cross between a jellyfish and a crystalline spider, gestured with one of its many appendages toward the display screen. Standard procedure, the Centauri officer had explained in its mechanical translation. We must verify species classification and threat assessment before allowing passage to the inner systems. Lily stood perfectly still, her auburn hair catching the strange blue light emanating from the scanner's core. She had volunteered for this. Someone had to be the first human to undergo the process, and as the expedition's xenobiologist, she understood the risks better than most. The scanner's probe felt like ice water flowing through her consciousness, sifting through memories with clinical detachment. Lily focused on maintaining her mental barriers, a technique learned during her training on Luna Station. The device would find what it needed without her help. Suddenly, the machine's harmonious hum shifted to a discordant shriek. Warning lights bathed the chamber in crimson as the Centauri operator's crystalline exoskeleton flickered with agitation patterns. Anomaly detected, the translation system announced. Classification error. Please remain stationary. Jackson pressed against the barrier. What's happening? Is she hurt? The operator ignored him, its attention fixed on the cascading data streaming across multiple displays. The scanner probed deeper and Lily's knees buckled as the intensity increased. But she remained upright, her hands steady at her sides. Then came the question that would echo through both their minds for cycles to come. Query. Subject appears to have outlived planetary extinction events. Quantity. 2 confirmed instances. Is this assessment accurate? The chamber fell silent except for the scanner's now erratic humming. The Centauri operator's natural bioluminescence dimmed to almost nothing, a sign of profound confusion in their species, as Jackson had learned during their diplomatic briefings. Lily's voice emerged steady and clear despite the mental intrusion. The assessment is correct. Jackson felt his breath catch. They had discussed their respective backgrounds during the long journey to Centauri space, but Lily had always been vague about her origins. Now pieces of her carefully guarded history began falling into place. The scanner's probe intensified again, seeking verification. Images flashed across the displays, fragments of memories that painted an impossible picture. Earth, their birth world, blue and green and alive. Then darkness, fire, and the slow death of ecosystems. The first extinction, but the memories continued. Another world, another time. Lily standing in a field of purple grass beneath twin suns, watching as those same suns began their death spiral, turning the sky the color of blood. The second extinction. How? The Centauri's translation carried an undertone of awe that their technology couldn't quite suppress. Lily's eyes found Jackson's through the barrier. In them he saw the weight of centuries, the accumulated grief of watching worlds die. My people have always been survivors, she said simply. We adapt, we endure. We find a way. The scanner delved deeper, revealing the truth Jackson could never have imagined. Lily wasn't just human in the contemporary sense. She was something older, something that had been human when the word meant something different. Her genome carried genetic markers from Earth's original population, but also modifications that spoke of desperate ingenuity. The first extinction had been natural, a gamma-ray burst that sterilized much of Earth's surface. But humanity had prepared. Some fled to the stars, others went underground, and a few, like Lily's ancestors, underwent radical genetic modification to survive the changed world. The second extinction was self-inflicted. Her adopted world of New Kepler had achieved what they thought was perfect harmony between technology and nature. They were wrong. The cascade failure of their planetary management AI had turned paradise into hell within a single generation. Again, most perished. Again, Lily survived. Impossible, the Centauri whispered. No single organic entity survives multiple planetary extinctions. You're not looking at a single entity, Lily replied, her voice growing stronger as the scanner's probe finally began to withdraw. You're looking at the sum total of human stubbornness, creativity, and sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit. I carry the genetic memory of 10,000 generations who chose to live when everything said they should die. The scanner completed its assessment with a sound like breaking crystal. The displays showed a classification that had never been seen before in Centauri databases. Species type, adaptive survivor. Threat level minimal. Recommendation study. The operator's bioluminescence returned to normal patterns. You may proceed to the inner systems. We would be honored if you would consider addressing our survival council. Your species' methods of planetary extinction survival could benefit many worlds facing similar crises. Jackson stepped forward as the barrier retracted, catching Lily as she swayed slightly. Why didn't you tell me? She leaned against him, suddenly looking every one of her years. Because it's not about me, Jackson. It's about what humans do when everything falls apart. We survive, we adapt, we find a way forward. She straightened, meeting his eyes with renewed strength. And we never ever give up. As they walked toward their ship, Jackson realized he was witnessing something unprecedented in galactic history. Not just first contact between humans and the Centauri collective, but recognition that humanity represented something unique among the stars. A species that had faced extinction and emerged not weakened, but stronger. The scanner had asked if she'd outlived extinction twice. What it should have asked was whether humanity was ready to help others do the same. The answer, Jackson now knew, was always yes. In the vast darkness between stars, that answer would change everything.